All right, so welcome to another rapid fire business story of the week. This is part of our rapid fire series, and today we have an incredible guest with us, someone who's achieved extraordinary success and is here to share their unique business journey with you. We're excited to hear their insights, so let's welcome them to the show. All right, so as this is our rapid fire series, we've got 1 minute or less to answer each question. So in a minute or less, give us the elevator pitch to your story and your life. Go.
The elevator pitch is a big one. Story of my life. My name is Dr. Teesha Morgan. I am a sex therapist, couples counselor. I am also the founder and clinical director of Westland Therapy Group. I work with other therapists looking to tackle sexuality-based concerns, ranging from erectile dysfunction and porn addiction to painful intercourse and polyamory type relationships or BDSM and kink, etc. Things are going well. We have 5 associates and we're looking to obviously take over the world.
So that's fascinating, and I would love to dig a little bit deeper. So tell us a bit more about what you're working on today that you're most passionate about and believe will have the biggest impact.
So in the past, we've worked on creating course content for other therapists to learn about how to tackle sexuality-based concerns. That was an online program, Westlin Academy, who was bought out by Allure Sex Therapy Group, which was great. Now, currently, we have our sights set on expanding and getting more clinicians to help tackle these things, and really just education across Canada and the States on the prevalence of sexuality-based concerns and what we can do to tackle them so we don't have to suffer in silence.
So this next question is one that every entrepreneur has dealt with. Tell us about a time where you failed. We often say failure is the first step to success. So think about a time where you failed in the past. What happened? What did you learn from it?
Oh, so many failures. It's hard to just pick one. Let's see. I would say just being very excited to have somebody on my team and bring them into the mix without really taking the time to know if they would be a really good fit for the organization or the culture. A lot of missteps along that way, vetting people. Also had big opportunities thrown my way with regards to hosting TV shows and such things, and feeling like maybe I think it's an Oprah quote about something of, success is preparation meets opportunity. And I feel like having opportunities, but was the preparation there to really know how to answer those questions effectively in those types of kind of high stake interviews. So I think I would have done quite a few things differently in that regard as far as prep.
That's fascinating. That's fascinating. And we're definitely going to have you back on the show to dive deeper into each of these questions. But for now, one thing that I often say is, and I tell this to my employees and the people who work with me and for me all the time, is that when a tree falls in the forest, if nobody hears it, did that tree actually fall? This brings me to this next question. How do you make sure that all of these amazing projects that you're involved in get noticed? What marketing and advertising methods have worked best for you? You've got a minute. Let's go.
Yes, the marketing is always the thing, isn't it? As a therapist, we were taught how to do therapy and how to be an effective therapist, but we weren't taught how to be a business owner or how to do marketing. So I think that was always, has always been a stumbling block. So a lot of podcasts, a lot of interviews. I am really not great at social media, so don't love that component of it, which makes it troublesome because I feel like that's a big one. And then obviously, LinkedIn, Google AdWords, those sorts of things. But really just getting out in public speaking, talking at universities and at therapist groups, I think has been a big one.
That was so awesome. We're definitely going to dive deeper into this on a later show. And as we approach our last question, before we ask people how people can get a hold of you, how people can reach you, learn more about the work that you're doing in your company, and we will include all that information in the show notes. What I wanted to ask you is, what is one piece of advice that you would offer to your younger self, to our audience, and to somebody, especially somebody who's just starting out in the same niche that you're in, but just doesn't know how to start or get going. Amazing stuff. We're going to have to thank our guest today.
Great question. I would say get a business coach that can teach you how to set up a correct website with proper SEO, how to do your banking effectively, how to market effectively, all of the business related things that we weren't taught as a therapist. If I could go back and talk to my previous self, I would take some courses on business and marketing and advertising and those sorts of things, as opposed to stumbling my way through it through, 16, 17 years, and still some stumbling, if I'm being honest. So you never know. I think that would be my wise words to past self.
Today for being a guest on Business Story of the Week. And before we cut out on this episode, I wanted to ask you, how can people get a hold of you? How can people learn more about what you're doing? And how do people engage with you? And we will transcribe this and put it in the show notes for everybody to find.
So you could get a hold of me through my website, which is teeshamorgan.com, Teesha Morgan.com. I'm also, I said, the founder and clinical director of Westland Therapy Group. So westlandtherapy.com is a group practice that specializes in sex therapy and couples counseling. You can get a hold of us there, or you can give us a ring at any time, 1-778-838-9624.
All right, amazing. So you did it. Thank you for being a guest on the show today. Let me tell you what you can expect next. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all this, we're going to cut it into an episode. It will go on the Business Story of the Week page. So make sure you go on Apple Podcasts, review us, like us, go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to us on Spotify, and this will come out in the next 30 days or so, depending on our workload and how many shows we have. We have had a lot of interest in the show lately, so we may be a little backed up, but the show will get out. In the meanwhile, we will send you clips that feel free to share on social. Also, the full episode, feel free to share any way that you like. The content is yours to share and put out there. We just ask that you mark us and tag us in the notes if you do. So in the copy, put hashtag Business Story of the Week, link back to us. We would appreciate that. And if you think that you might be interested in doing more podcasts, live ones and studio ones, Zoom ones, Riverside ones, there's a whole host of shows that likely, if you did this one and succeeded, you would probably be really great at, and a great way of getting your message out. So your host will talk to you about potentially getting you booked on a strategy call for a Business Story of the Week's sister company, Podcast Cola, or becoming a YouTube influencer through Viral Mirage. Thanks again for being a part of this. Looking forward to working with you.